welcome to episode 7, time's flying, of Get It Forward. Another special guest tonight, a lad that's played throughout the non-league system at various clubs in our region and further afield. I'd say chancing his arm at management now, but he's been in and around the management game for a few years as well, and doing excellently this year with Worsbrough Bridge, close to them playoff spots, if not just in them. So I'm sure we'll come on to that later on. But no further ado, Mr. Lee Morris. Welcome, Lee.
Evening, guys. How are you doing?
Good evening. Good evening. So great to have you on, mate. Another top guest early on in this podcast. So we've had some belters on, and I know you'll be exactly the same for us. Luke sent me the list of your playing clubs.
I missed a few off.
I
had to miss a few off. I had to miss a few off.
He's put the main ones on there.
Just where I've got things, but yeah, there's a long list of non-league football. Yeah. Like you said, from around the area and Manchester and Liverpool way on, and yeah, it's been a...
Yeah, there were a couple in there, pal, that I forgot. That you played at and stuff like that. Obviously knew your big ones in terms of your sort of time at Matlock and obviously when you came back to Barnsley and played with Shaw Lane, Aquaforce, when you obviously Craig got that side together and some really good times there as well. But we'll come on to that later on. But as always, mate, start us off on this journey you've been on that you're currently still on. Where did it all start for you?
You go back, and I've listened to all your podcasts to be honest, and it's basically you start. You love football, you either watch your dad on a Sunday morning, or you were that just were drawn to it, constantly just drawn to football. And that's, I used to go and watch my father should I say. I'll not talk posh.
No, we're not talking posh.
No, my father used to play for Saracens, so obviously you all know a big, strong team, always in dressing room. And it gave me the buzz to want to play football. So obviously watching that, my dad was a manager then. I started pretty late. I didn't join a team while under 8, under 9s. Yeah. So obviously these days they start at 5 or 4, which they've got scouted at Man City at 3, and you're like, I don't get it because anybody now I say I don't know how to do it because they'll all be burnt out at 16 and not want to play, and I think me starting that a little bit later helped me have that drive to go on and do what I've done.
It's funny you're saying about Sunday sides and just getting the buzz off that. Yeah. I mean, I used to go and watch, my dad used to play at Marquis and they had a great side. Yeah. At Romarsh. Yeah, like top of upper half of Wentworth there. They used to have a great side. And I just remember, I can remember going to watch them. I had my trackie on, and it used to be obviously thick with mud. And I used to watch them play. There used to be some fisticuffs.
Oh yeah. Every
single week. Yeah. But it was then going back to pub.
Exactly.
And they're in tap room with all these blokes, and they were like 7 and 8 year old. And I thought they were 10 ton because they got a shandy. Yeah. So it were happy days. Yeah. Chips used to come out. I can remember Goals on Sunday used to be on. Yeah. Goals on Sunday used to be on, and it used to be a bloody TV that were no bigger than, probably 20-inch TV, and everybody would gather around it because it used to be highlights and all local games. So they sort of, I'm sure that won't same experience.
Exactly, and some big, strong old guys that, my dad's nickname was Chunky, so it was like, young Chunky, get me this, young Chunky here, young Chunky, and it gets you, like you say, and when you go back to pub and
brilliant, isn't it?
Just some of the best times that I've ever, from that, and that's, I'll lead into it later on, but that's where I started at that gave me the buzz, and I ended up playing for under 8s, 9s at a squash club, I don't know whether you know, St James's Club, were like at top of my road at the time growing up. My dad was manager, and I just started playing there Sundays, and then I got scouted for St Joseph's.
Yeah,
and I think
good lad.
Yeah, I think
green and white.
Yes, I don't think there's been a bad player that's ever been there, to be honest. I think it's a massive platform for kids to go and do whatever. I think from the age of under 9s, under 10s when I started playing, what a fantastic model it is for kids.
Who were in that group then at that point in time? Was it? Who were there in that? What year?
We had well, just below us, but were playing with us. We had Matt, I'm sure.
Yeah, Matt Telling playing.
Matt Telling, he was as well playing higher. Lads called Adam Nixon and things like that, and all them. Rowan Napton that were at school with me. Some really, really good players down there, and that's gone on and done really good things. But I go back to what a platform it does for kids at that age. To get you in training, which you get your mindset into training. Yeah. Facilities are fantastic. And at the end of every season, they used to take us up to Celtic, and I don't know whether they did. And it gives you wow. You're here, and everybody goes because my Scottish team Celtic, and everybody goes, oh, why Celtic when we're all Rangers? About I'm not bothered about religion stuff. You know what I mean? I think it was something to do with kitting. It might have been. That's what I always say. Yeah. The green and white, what is me. So that is, I'm not bothered about the religion.
I can remember them like the way yesterday was then.
Yeah.
Them trips up to Scotland.
Unbelievable.
And you were away from your parents because it used to be, your coaches used to go in. There used to be a coach full of lads from different age groups used to play Celtic boys, and then we used to go to Celtic Park to watch a game, didn't we? It was just...
Manager probably had 8 flasks.
No doubt.
He needed it with us, but honestly, just unbelievable them days, and they're them days that you never forget.
That's it.
And then
it's just a grounding.
It is, and I think they show you the right way to play football, and that's why I say I don't think these lads that are joining at 4s and 5s and going there, just do your normal things. You'll get picked up if you're good enough. You don't need to be there, and I feel sorry for not just the kids, the parents that are driving me there and everywhere. They're at Man City on a Tuesday, Sheffield United on a Wednesday. They're just going all over. And I always say it, I think by 16, if they get released, they'll have enough. That'll be it. And it's hard to take. We all know that. We've all been released at some stage.
And I think they're getting released from that younger age as well. They've been in there around it for 10 years.
They're
thinking, bloody hell, I've made it, and they're nowhere near it, are they?
Nowhere near it.
No, we've had one that's training tonight under 13. Just gone on trial at Wednesday. And I think that's about right age.
Yeah,
13, 14.
Yeah.
They've developed now.
How old are you, Joseph?
All the way up to under 14s. And then I got took to Rotherham.
Okay.
And in that team, well not the Rotherham team, Pete Stanley went on to play for England under 15s. Things like that, they were really good teams. And then went to Rotherham Centre of Excellence for a couple of years, really. The likes of Dave Artell were there, Craig Roden, Adam Nixon was still there. The likes of them that's gone on to them.
Paul Allen.
Yeah, unbelievable. Paul Beasley, really, really good players. Fucking unbelievable talent. And then I got released at 16. So, like I've just been saying there, we've all been released. And then it's like, what do you do?
Yeah.
And my dad at the point was, right, I need to toughen you up. And at this stage, you were back in charge of the Saracens.
Okay.
Playing in Mexborough Sunday League.
All right.
At 16, and you think, come on, we'll look after you down here.
Yeah.
So we're like, fair enough, we'll do that, see what happens. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
And boy, did it toughen me up.
Yeah.
Just the lads that are still in contact now, I don't know, the Wakes of this era, the Jurors, everything that we...
Lee Jews there at times.
Juicy come later on, and it was just a fantastic grounding and one in all in kind of mentality that I think has thrived me not just at that age but into my playing career and management. And that's where it all started off, the Saracens. And I was playing right wing at the time, but I was scoring goals and enjoying it. And then the Saracens lads, some of them have played on the Saturdays in Rotherham Saturday League or whatever it was. Oak Tree were playing in it, and it might have been Rotherham Charity League or something like that on a Saturday.
Yeah.
So obviously, if you're doing well on a Sunday, they go, why don't you come and play with us?
Yeah.
This was the following season. So I was like, well, may as well. I know you all. I know that the lads are decent enough to look after me. Spoke to my dad about it. Said, yeah, go and play. So that season, I broke all records in Rotherham League. I was getting 5s, 6s, 8s, 9s a game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and this was 17. So obviously, what happened?
How many did you score that season? Do you remember?
think it was something like 62, might have been, yeah. It might have
Let me
been.
tattoo one.
I have somewhere on it. It's that covered. But yeah, I think at that stage it was something like that. It might have been 60. It might not have even been that. It might have been 50.
And during that time, you're scoring all these goals. Were there a few knocks at door? A few, were there anybody coming and you were just at that time? I'm just enjoying playing.
Correct. I wasn't bothered about going anything. I wasn't bothered about the noise. They want the noise what people get now with social media, because they want back then. And I honestly think if the social media were back then, a lot more of our era would have made it pro.
Yeah.
And I honestly think, and not just pro as in conference, I think League Ones and League Twos, because there were some very, very good players, but they didn't get the list that's out there at that moment.
And the more you drop down now, you got Conference North teams.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Unibond teams are being full time.
We were talking when we were week about money and stuff, and we're probably an era behind now. We're like, in terms of money, like.
Or there was the money spent. But yeah, that's. So I wasn't really bothered. And it was one Sunday morning. My dad ended up going it net. We were short on players, and we played Mexborough and District up on Wetmont. Always played on Mexborough.
Oh, athletic ground. Yeah.
And they were 9-0 up. Right?
They were 9-0.
They were 9-0 up. And
how many were you guys for?
I blame all lot on him. And this ball landed on halfway line. I'll never forget it. On halfway line, and whether I was just fed up with it or whatever, I just hit it, and it flew and it stuck in stanch at bottom of that going downwards.
Yeah.
And it stuck in stanch. We lost 9-1, but everybody was going on about that. Now Wilf Race were there that day.
Okay.
So he come over. I'd like you to come and play for us on the side. I'm like, I'm not bothered.
We were out on Saturdays then.
That's still at Oak Tree.
Oh, right,
still at
okay.
Oak Tree in that Rotherham Charity League or whatever league it was.
Where were Wilf at?
I believe he were at Park Gate.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he were at Park Gate because I'll come on. So I was like, I'll just carry on playing on that. But it got more apparent that I was getting targeted by these big, as you do, and I was getting kicked shite out of me.
Yeah.
To the point where I went on black and blue, and I wasn't as far thin as that, you know. And my dad just sat me down one day and just went, listen, you're going to have to make a decision. You either go and play higher, or I can't watch anymore, because it's physically getting too much for him. Yeah. Because he wanted to fight everybody, and he ain't got the anger management to be able to watch that. Okay. So I was like, well, I'll tell you what, and I stopped for a bit. And I bet it was only 2 months, 3 months, and I thought, no. And then I woke up one Saturday morning, and I says to my dad, phone Wilf, I fancy a game. He's like, really? You're not going to make me look at, and not go and whatever? I said, like, no, I'll make fancy a game, let's see. So he phones Wilf, and bless him, he says, listen, we've obviously already picked squad, as you do for first team.
Yeah.
Reserves have got a game. They're playing Workshop Town away. He can play for them. So my dad said, do you fancy it down at Workshop? I was like, well, Workshop seem to be alright. So play on their pitch, why not? Yeah. So travels down there, meets the lads, start. I think I got hat trick in about 40 minutes. But unbeknown to me, I think the game finished, might have been 3 apiece. Unbeknown to me, that the Workshop Town's assistant manager, car had broke down. Okay. So he not made the coach to wherever the first team was. So we were watching the game. So he pulls me in the bar afterwards and says, listen, we want you to come in a trial game. And I'm like, what the fucking hell's happening? But this is what I mean by I think it's all panned out for you. If he don't break down, I don't know where I'd have played or whatever.
Or if Wilford had said.
Or Wilford had said, I can't.
I bet Wilford filming.
I know. So I played, like I said, I got.
He didn't speak to him, Sam.
I know. I wonder why he didn't speak to me. So obviously, he said we're going to organise a friendly game for Tuesday night against Maltney Main. We want you to play in it. So I'm stood next to my father, and we're in that old Sandy Lane, well, it's
Yeah.
all done up now,
Yeah,
and
it is,
it's come up scores, and fans that had not made it were cheering because Workshop had won, and but Workshop,
What are you thinking? This is the proper club.
this is and if I can go, because they were playing in the old Unibond Premier League,
Yeah.
which is basically Conference North,
Step two.
I think.
Yeah.
I think it's if not better than what it is now, but
Yeah.
because the players. So I'm like, this is escalating a bit fast, but let's go here and see where you go.
Yeah.
So turns up Tuesday, the manager Paul Mitchell, what a fucking character that man is. Love him to bits.
When I was at Sheffield United, Mitch what, Chief Scout?
Yes, that's what I mean, he took that one.
Great role.
Oh, unbelievable. So they were in down in Pete Rinkovich. He was there.
Yeah.
Obviously we played Maltby, and myself and Kirk Jackson were up top.
Yeah.
Some players as well.
Yeah, very good.
The lads that were down at Unibond were just, it Workshop in that Unibond team were frightening.
Yeah.
And I mean, some of the best players I've ever seen played with. So we played this night, and I think we won 4 or 5. Kirk got 3, I got 2. And afterwards, Mitch says, "Listen, we want to sign you." I don't know what to do here, because I've never been in that situation before. You know what I mean? At 17, 18-year-old, well, I was 17.
Just, like I said, come out.
Yeah, just come out and
Right before you were at auction.
I know, but that's how fast it went. And so I signed. That one on the Tuesday, I won't bench the Saturday.
Wow.
And I was just like,
At Sandy Lane or
at Sandy Lane.
Wow.
And at that time they were supported like hell. There were like 800, 900 there, and the fucking Mitch, he went after 5 minutes, "Youngin, go get one more." So he sent me down, and then he going on, come up. So I'm fucking running up, taking my stuff off, getting there. He went, "No mate, sit down." Welcome to Unibond. I'm like, oh fuck, you know, my heart was like that, you know. And I just thought, fucking, what a start. And I had to take my hat off, like I said to them. They treated me unbelievable. What a club.
Yeah.
What a club that was. And obviously it dropped off for a bit, didn't it?
It did. They've had the difficult times,
Yes.
and they've always been well supported out there.
Yeah.
I think, like you were saying back then, probably that first, I mean, it's coming back now, but they used to get 800-900.
Oh, easy. I mean, up top were Kenny Clark, Phil Stafford, Kirk Jackson, myself, and then not long after that, a couple of years after, Wads joined, and Gav Smith, Ryan Davis, you know, Lyndon Whitehead, Mason. It was just unbelievable quality, and
Great players.
yeah, some.
Gav Smith's some player. Well,
Oh, very good. Yeah.
He just oozed quality, Gaz. He just, the old fashioned that just guided everything. He was one of the first centre halves that could probably come out of the centre half. Yeah.
Brilliant player.
Yeah.
Brilliant player. So you made your debut. Like, did you get a start there? Or,
I come on that day.
Yeah.
And then I was just coming off the benches, and I can remember one night we'd gone up to Lancaster away, that fucking some trip.
Tricky, yeah.
always in midweek.
Always,
I've
isn't
been
it?
on a Saturday.
Always midweek. And
They've been in midweek, and then they've been playing Stocksbridge or something on Saturday.
It never makes any sense, does it?
It don't.
And I think I was because I was making me my debut, well, my starting debut, should I say, and went out, did warm up, went in, get your pads on as you do, you get out, come out of tunnel, mate, you could not see past your nose end for fog. I was like,
you're not going to say it called
just called off, mate. Called off.
on a Wednesday night.
We've all had them trips.
We'll come back next
We'll see you next Wednesday.
Oh,
Yeah.
honestly, just horrific, the travel in that. At that level, but
So you got yourself all up for it.
yeah,
You started.
obviously my family, my dad's, because my dad and my granddad, bless him, he's not here anymore, but they never missed a game.
Yeah.
And it could
I
have
can
been...
remember playing against your dad always being.
Yeah, it might have been whether it was Barra on a Wednesday night, and you look up in stand and he'd be sat up there, or and you could be anywhere in the country and he'd be there, and you just go, well, if he's made that trip, I've got to do it. I've got to, you know, and drive yourself into, you've got to into game. And that's what gave me the buzz, my family being in the stands. And I say all the time in the dressing room, do it for your family, because I think it means a lot. But they're your family, your missus, your brother, your sister,
kids now.
Yeah, they go and sit in the boozer at night, or as your young gone on. Oh,
Yeah,
it's
must
fucking
have
great.
done.
Well,
Must have done.
it makes them proud,
Yeah.
you know.
My dad always said, I wouldn't know what to do if you had to carry on with football, like, after you played. And, you know, now I said to our lads on the Saturday, I said, you're away from your families a long time.
Yeah.
You guys know you're coaching full-time, you're managing full-time, as in semi-pro, you're finishing your work. It don't stop, does it? It's 24/7. You're talking all the time, you've got training, you're watching teams, you're signing players, and people don't see what still goes on at semi-professional level. And it's, you like, your missus is like unbelievable at it, like, you know.
You need that support system behind you, because if you went, I don't know how people, well, they obviously either split up or whatever, you know, because let's face it, you are out of the house a lot at this game.
To be fair, that's why we've done this tonight, not tomorrow on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I was going to say, I nearly sent a message saying fancy doing it, but then, yeah. But yeah, it's, so that's basically what my route back into top non-league.
Yeah, that's not a way I would have thought.
No,
on with you, like, to be honest with you.
And just thinking from Rotherham, you'd have gone Maltby, Parkgate sort of stepped up.
It was,
Yeah, like come. No disrespect.
No.
To I used to love Sunday League, but to come down, it's very similar to actually what I did. I came down and played Swinton Athletic and then went again.
Yeah.
So similar to Mosley, but that's then quite a jump to go Unibond Premier.
within that time,
You might be thinking, like you said, like a Maltby or a Park.
Yeah,
at that time might have been Northern Counties 1,
And to be
Northern
fair,
Counties Prem or whatever.
it's his dad's doing, because if his dad had not been shit at net that day.
Yeah, I'm going to say,
That's a good point.
my dad's got a lot to blame for, don't worry about that. But like I say, I'm thankful for everybody who works up here, because they made me feel welcome. I went and played reserves a few times, against Denby United back then, reserves were playing, whatever league that was.
But that's a good standard.
Yeah.
That's, you don't mind, if somebody says we're having an hour of reserves.
No, well, exactly, and it was that where, right, you're not quite making squad here, go and play for reserves, which, listen, I've got no qualms.
And they would have still played on first team pitch, wouldn't they, and everything
yeah,
like that,
and it was, I can remember this one, it was up at Denby, the old one, we won 4-3, I got hat-trick that day, and then I was back in squad on Tuesday night, and you're thinking, well, if I keep doing, I'll get my chance, I'll get my chance, and then about 3 games into that, I did my ankle ligaments, and down at Wunwell Town's ground, because I was playing for reserves against Wunwell, whatever club we were playing down there, whatever, and sat in a corner with same lads that I've always had, and my small circle is still there. I've never ventured away, it's just a small, somebody coming over, I'm better than you, or he's better than you, because he's won 8 World Cups. And I'd be just thinking, I just played in front of about 2,000 and got hat-trick, and I'd just be like, whatever, I'm not arsed, if that's what your thing is. And it will getting more and more and more every time. Because you've hit your nail on the head, people just see headlines. They don't see what happens behind the scenes, whether that's a player or whether that's a manager. We told it earlier, we're doing well, everybody sees that, but they don't see what goes on behind the scenes, and you're 24/7 and thing. And that's what it is like with the football. They don't realise that you've been at Barrow on a Wednesday night or a Tuesday night, or you travel to there. You know what I mean? And they don't see that. All they see,
getting in the house at 2,
and you're back up at 6. And people, unfortunately, they don't see that. All they see is the headlines and go, oh, fucking whatever they want to call you or whatever. And
I mean, I always look at that and think, there's even a bit of jealousy.
Yeah, there always is.
But some people used to be like that, didn't they? Like, you used to go out and you used to think you're going to get some shit because that's that Lee money.
It's funny because there was one that always stands out in my head, and he was game. I was at Frickley at the time, and I was leading goal scorer at league, and he just sat out, like I said on a Saturday, I'm better than you, and I'm like, I'm not asked if you're better than me or not.
Ah, sorry about that.
He won't regret this time. And because I'm playing for Frickley reserves. Me in my head, knowing that there's not a Frickley reserves.
Yeah.
Well, did he not know you played for Frickley?
No, he just obviously whatever. So he's going, listen, I'm at Frickley reserves, right? And I thought, I'm nudging my mate. I'm going, this should be good. Yeah, and I'm in first team. They're pushing me to first team because I'm leading goal scorer for reserves and this, that, other. And I'm telling you, I'll be better than you, this, that, and I'm like, So it was manager. He started stuttering and things like that, and it broke down where I went, mate, there's no reserves. And he went, boom, he just took his drink and walked off. I was like, what even point in coming?
Yeah, just to try and get a rise.
Yeah, you have them, don't you?
Yeah.
You have them people, but it, like I said, there's a lot of people just see the headlines and don't see what. And it's not just me. Everybody does it from that age to whatever we've done. The amount of work that gets put in, players, managers,
training slot,
training,
it's getting out at 9:30.
It's
loads into it. And these lads all got jobs and you're trying to squeeze in as much as you can to do a bit more extra fitness just to give yourself a fighting chance sometimes.
And you try and drag that out of them, that extra bit, and it's hard at times because you think they've been at work since 6 o'clock and you've got a midweek one.
Yeah.
But I always like the midweek one. I said it the other week, didn't I? Because your body's already going.
Yeah.
You know, when I used to play on a Saturday, you sit around all Saturday morning and then you go. I always like to be, right, I work, my body's going, I'm there, and I was in the zone already kind of thing.
I didn't mind when I was like years ago in construction, working Saturday morning till 12.
Yeah, exactly.
I
You get shit.
Get up, you did that mindset, and like you said, I think when you sat about, you think,
just become lethargic, I think.
especially now there's no soccer anymore.
Yeah,
I was
say.
Yeah.
But I think as well with that with midweeks, because you're at the levels you're at, you work, and that's when you were keeping yourself fit.
Yeah.
On an evening.
Just don't sleep after
So
the game though.
When it came to a
switch off,
game, when it came to a game on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, your body's used to work. Being in that mindset on a Tuesday or Wednesday rather than a Saturday when you're a bit.
Yeah, the midweek ones.
So where did you go from workshop then?
So they sent me out on loan after I come back from thing to Hallam.
All right, okay.
And I know a lot of people know that I work at Hallam, but yeah, I work front with the big man himself, John Froggatt. So there were me and him.
Guy Glover manager? Or he...
No, I can't remember who I manager. Oh, Kenny Jackson. Well, no, Kenny Johnson. Wow. He was some manager, but he was cups and saucers and everything thrown, or whatever, which I loved that, thrived off of that.
Yeah.
Teas. That was back when we used to fetch cups of teas in at half time and things, and the fucking launched all over, everything went.
Some goals there in that front line, sure.
I think he's not going to like this.
What would that have been? What would that have been then? Would that have been North East Counties?
Yes, it was. North East Counties. What it Prem or one? I can't remember. Well, one of them anyway. Yeah. And again, Froggy scored loads, and obviously I did.
Did you pip him?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Froggy really the first?
Yeah, get ready. He'll claim he did, but I did. No, what a fantastic partnership that we did there. But that again, that was when Hallam had no support. I bet there were 50 there at tops, you know.
Who else was in that side?
I've slept.
David Hawke, centre half.
Ginger, I don't know.
I can't remember. I honestly,
I just remember him, we once played against him.
Yeah.
Very similar time.
It must have been something like that.
Somebody said to him, he just pulled a money and just like pulled the shots back as if nothing would happen and just carried on playing.
It was that, like I said, and then from Hallam, obviously, I think I might have broke a record there and all at Hallam. But then Frickley come in for me at the grand old age of 20, 19, 20. And then we were on Prem at that time. Phil Sharp, what manager? And it were all like a recruiting thing because they've been through whatever they've been through. And my first ever, not stink, because I used to go and watch Frickley quite a lot. And the ex-brother-in-law, Gaz Dufty, great player. Followed him from Rotherham, then he went to Frickley, obviously he did the round as well. Good player. I used to enjoy watching him from, it's changed now, but back at net when there used to be grass and slope and white stick, used to stand on there and watching. Used to think, this is a good club. And obviously I ended up going there.
Not once.
About 5 times. We'll get back to that. It was honestly behind the scenes. I just felt at home straight away.
Did you?
And I think if you find that at a club, think you're halfway there.
Yeah. Do you think because of the mining?
I'm just about to say it's
Down to earth.
correct. The mining villages, the thought process of people, they are grafter people. It were kind of like back to Sarah's Saturday thing. You know what I mean? Behind the scenes.
That's where I'm going with it. Because
because
I imagine a young pro going in at Frickley and think, shit here.
Yeah.
But as somebody who's had that grounding, and that's
You didn't
one in all.
used to want to play there.
So I didn't mind playing wide, whatever. Then the following season, I were basically the number 9. But at that stage, we had when Accrington Stanley were in league and fucking some teams like that, mate. It was
crazy to think that they were.
Isn't it just?
Yeah.
honest. They had Lutel up from Mark Satona at back. I bet he wouldn't have got through them patio doors. He was huge. And little old me, whip it, honestly. And they come down, and like you said there, we made it as horrible as you can. And we used to send the coaches, and I don't know if you can remember it, old Frickley, behind the big stand there used to be like a council estate. Yeah. And half of them were derelict.
Yeah.
But half the time, one of them were on fire. And we used to send team bus down that street where humans would throw things at the thing, house on fire. You bumped game before they'd even got to turnstiles.
I didn't want to get off, didn't
No. And especially like the thing, and then later on in you got FC United coming, and then you got Leeds United fans coming to see Man United fans, and there were some nights, and honestly, God, it was amazing, absolutely. And it's gutting to see where they are at the moment from where they were. But
it is.
It's
because there's been some players there.
Oh yeah,
There's been some players at Frickley.
When over the spells that I've had there, obviously Billy Heath came in. What a fucking manager Billy Heath was. But
I'm laughing because he's had a couple of mentions now, hasn't he?
He has, and I suppose he's Marmite, isn't he?
Yeah.
To a lot of people.
Yeah.
I've always gone with Bill, but
I can understand why people won't.
I don't know if it were Wardy, and Wardy didn't like his not his management style, but his way of playing.
Yeah, listen.
He had a niche way of playing. So it's not doing bad, has it?
Still doing him all right.
Like Wardy, probably didn't see him because I don't think Wardy played. He didn't play Wardy enough under him. That was a great player, but Bill, he wasn't one of Bill's players where.
No, but he said that Wardy, didn't he?
He was probably too technical.
Yes. Yeah.
Them two, honestly, made my 2 or 3 years under him unbelievably special. Yeah, we had a fallout and I left. Yeah. But we're still in touch, we still talk. But our leading goal scorer in league, and he rang me up. Moz, I'm going to leave you out. So what do you mean you're going to leave me out? Well, don't think your head's in it this time. I said, my head's in it. He's like, well, we'll put you on transfer list. I thought, well, where's that gone for? I went,
no inkling of this.
No inkling, nothing. Right?
This is not after a disagreement.
This is just.
You've been scoring, you've been playing well.
He said, Moz, I'm going to put you on transfer list. I said, Bill, don't bother.
Your contract at the time.
Yeah. I said, Bill, don't bother, I'll be gone in an hour. Right? He went, what do you mean? I went, well, I'm not going to sit here and go transfer listed. I know teams want me, so I'll just ring them. He starts stuttering. Well, Bill, he's going to kill me for this. Maybe we should talk. I went, no, don't worry, I'll be gone in an hour. And I was gone in an hour. I've gone to Buxton, Martin McIntosh. No, it wasn't, it was John Reed, sorry.
How old would you have been at this time then?
About 21, 22.
Right.
Yeah, well, no, that was when I went back. No, I was older than that, sorry. Yeah. I was 24, 25. That's when I went back on the Bill.
Yeah.
Because
he took over, did Bill take over from Gary? Mary?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, and I come after.
So that would have been 2008? 2007, 2008, something like that?
Because
a little bit before.
Was it?
Yeah.
Under Billy's, I think it was his first spell. It might have been his first spell. We obviously, under Phil Sharp, we won Sheffield Senior Cup, beat Worksop, and they were the favourites this time, although they obviously splashed all the money. And we've gone to Hillsborough and turned them over. That was fantastic. So then I was captain that night. 3-2.
What a great game.
Yeah, it was. You know yourself. Yeah.
Winner.
No, I got second. I got second in Cop at Worsbrough. Yeah, they just.
I mean, you did great at that.
Yeah,
For clubs, that Sheffield Senior Cup.
I think it's obviously your likes of Worksop are in it now, which
Yeah.
they've got to enter it. I understand
Yeah.
that, but I like the fact that Barnsley have chucked a team in now.
Yeah, Emily's doing well.
Yeah,
they're a good
it's,
side,
so
yeah.
it's a strong competition, but
It is.
I suppose back then when Frickley were in Unibond, Prem, like we say, it's like Conference North, Worksop were as well. You only like the little clubs trying to get there
Yeah,
at this stage, you know.
And I think, from experience of when you played at North East County, you might draw one of them at Chef Cup. You think,
Correct.
if I do alright, they might take on something similar to, like you said, they've seen you play for Malta Reserves. So you think,
Yeah, that's the thing that we we once played Broadsworth in that Sheffield Senior Cup. You just reminded me then, and we won 3-0. Long story short, I sees somebody sent me a picture of whatever it was, it might have been Facebook or whatever it was. Somebody had put that Lee Morris is shit. He's done no all game. I got 3. I only touched ball 3 times, like, but.
Who were you with at that time then? Was
That was Frickley, yeah.
Where Billy were it?
It might have been. It might have been. Yeah.
Do you know, like when? I mean, I didn't know that you left Frickley under that cloud, like with Bill, because obviously I can.
Oh, well, that was when I got, because obviously I left the first time to join Harrogate.
Yeah.
For a fee.
Right.
I think
would that have still been Billy as manager? Or
yes, that was Billy.
okay.
Yeah. So
twice then.
yes, yeah, left him twice. Gone, and what had happened was, so I'm at Frickley, scoring loads of goals. Chesterfield had come knocking.
Wow.
And there were constant Derby were watching, Sheffield Wednesday, Leeds, this, all everybody were watching. Anyway, we get Chesterfield wants you to go for a trial. So fair enough, a week's trial. Goes down there, does the week's trial, plays Russian and Diamonds in a reserve game. Away down there, that's a nice stadium, Russian and Diamonds, or was.
yeah.
We won 1-0, I scored. So they invited me back for a second week. So did all that, we played Huddersfield. We got beat 4-0 away at Huddersfield. But I did alright, you know. So I'm sat in my mate's bedroom. I got radio, what is it, Radio Sheffield, where basically it said Chesterfield are going to sign Lee Morris. They're just going to agree a deal, this, that, and I'm sat in my mate's bedroom looking like, I'm going. Nobody said fuck all to me.
no agent at this time?
No agent, no nothing.
Just got on your own accord?
Yeah, just me and my old man that went. So I'm like, is it getting done or is it not getting done? But yeah, so I'm phoning Frickley's chairman, what's happening? Oh, we ain't heard anything from him. So I was like, they're saying that they have, so I didn't know what to believe. So then it come back. And can you remember when ITV Digital went bust?
Yes.
Yes.
It was that era. So basically Chesterfield says, listen, we can't afford the upfront fee what Frickley wanted. But we do want the lad. So we were trying to come to terms with what can be done, what can't be done, blah blah blah. Anyway, didn't end up coming to thing. They ended up agreeing a deal with Harrogate Town. So I was a bit, as you can imagine.
Jesus Christ.
What levels Harrogate there?
They're Conference North. Conference North. Chesterfield at this bit were I think League One. Yeah. So yeah, as you can imagine. So end of season. This is end of season done. But they took up the option on my contract. Frickley had, so I've got so I've got the other year. So at this stage, flew off on holiday. Didn't know what was happening.
Do you reckon at that time that if you hadn't took that extra year, you'd have gone Chelsea?
Yeah.
Just.
I do. I honestly think now, I'd have signed. Yeah, there. Done. Yeah.
And then that could have gone.
Then who knows where you go from there?
Yeah.
Who knows? But
And then there's a couple of people who've already said, I think it's one of them you're not even looking at what's on contract.
you just sign it, don't you?
There.
You just sign it.
I mean,
And then I'm laid on the beach in Puerto Rico. Gets a phone call. We've agreed a fee, or like I said, we Harrogate Town. So you're free to sign. I says, I ain't even spoke to Harrogate Town. Why are you? You know what I mean? But I don't understand. And then gets another phone call. Alfreton's coming for you, but we've still agreed to Harrogate. I says, I don't understand where you're going with this because I ain't agreed anything with anybody.
Yeah,
so
we're
as far as I know, I'm just coming back to Frickley unless somebody rings me and I agree something. No, we've agreed a fee, and they were like pushing it, and I'm like, well, somebody needs to ring me.
Yeah.
So John Reid rang me, the manager, him and Mark Atkins. That's where
They were
that's it.
Harrogate,
Yes. So
That's not a bad double act, is it?
no, it was good,
very
mate.
well, John Reid, wasn't
Yeah, he won some titles and won some cups, but he's another one. He's Marmite. I think he won Marmite, but I get along with John. I think he's done great.
I thought they were alright.
Yeah.
Every time I've come across him.
So he rang me. Is this all right? Is this all right? 2-year deal. This, and I'm still in the back of my head thinking this should have been Chesterfield. Yeah, which I think I'm only normal to think
Absolutely, mate.
He's even got Chesterfield towel.
that. No, laid there on holiday. Gutted. So anyway, that we ended up agreeing a
How
deal.
can you not think like that?
Yeah.
And actually, if that Chesterfield thing don't happen, and Harrogate come in conference north, you're happy.
Yeah, of course you are. Of course you
You
are.
just can't. There's just still
Just something in the back of your brain that
I'd have been
thinks that.
probably, I'd have been exactly the same. Mate. How can you not be?
Yeah, so obviously I signed there. Gets up at plane in Leeds Bradford Airport.
You said they offered you a 2-year deal?
2-year deal. So I'm still with my cases. I had to drive from Leeds Bradford Airport to Harrogate. Still got the missus that I was away at time in car. My dad had picked us up, drove straight to Harrogate. There was just a great camera crew in thing. Yeah, because record signing for Harrogate Town, this, that, and other. And I'm like, bleached hair, brown as hell, just come off for holiday.
Chesy Town.
Chesy tattoo on me. And I'm like, a rabbit in headlights going, what the fucking hell is going on here?
Yeah.
These have all come from fucking clubs, these. Like, Pets have been at Leeds and Worsbrough and everything. So anyway, we're doing fitness. I'm a fucking mile behind on fitness. Goes into the game, and honestly, I was that fucked. This ball landed on the halfway line, and I've lobbed Pets from halfway line into, obviously, straight into net. Pets is going fucking nuts, going, who the fucking hell's this? Who you signed here? And I'm thinking, I'm going to hit that because I can't. Absolutely. So anyway, me and Pets hit it off from then on. And we were in car schools going up. Mark Aaron joined. Jugsy. Yeah, just a proper car school. Then Grant Black come.
Yeah.
And it was a proper car school from round here, basically.
Yeah.
Some great year. Well, so gets. I think it was 4 in. Did I get 4 in my first 5? Yeah, I did. Because it was 6 games that I did it. So we were playing Vauxhall Motors away on Bank Holiday Monday. And I'd only gone to meet one of the lads on a Sunday. You can see where this is going, can't you? So I was like, just one. Anyway.
Gallo.
Yeah. And rest.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, what am I doing here? Yeah, so that's the travel to Vauxhall Motors.
And what? Well, I know what you're going to say to me, but because I know it's frowned upon. I've been there. But were they alright with having a beer?
No.
What it like?
No.
You're at this level now.
Yeah.
It's a fucking
You
club.
no, man.
After the game, no problem.
Yeah, no
You're
problem.
to a game,
Not a problem. That was the Bank Holiday Monday. We played the Wednesday then. And I went,
tight.
and I went up for an header and come down and did my ankle ligaments again.
Same ankle.
Same ankle. Gone, literally. They said it'd been better if it were broke, because everything had come away from. So basically, that was my season. Now, I'm sat up in lobby in suite watching game. Chairman was Bill Fotherby at the time, old Leeds guy.
Yeah.
And he's going to me. you need to fetch a striker in if you're injured. You fancy going half money? Hey, I went, what? He went, well,
No way, you actually
he did. Fancy going half money?
I just imagine you put it arm round.
He did, honestly. And best bit of advice he ever gave, honestly. He says to no striker with me, calling on to James Taylor, big smudge. And he says, listen, this was on the pre-season. You're not scoring goals. So tell me what's happening. Because if any of you is doing something that you're not supposed to be doing, I can always say that you're at training if he's going to start you scoring goals. Hey, we all looked at each other and went, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Anyway, we started scoring from that on, to be fair. But yeah, we're out then for the whole of that season. And then when I come back, John Reid had gone to Stalybridge.
Right.
And a lad called Neil Aspin and Lee Philpotter took over at Harrogate then.
Right.
And they brought in the strikers then were Danny Holland.
Yeah, so Aspin obviously took over at
Yes.
Halifax, didn't he?
Yes,
so
he
Danny
did.
Holland, Vardy and that.
Yes. So we had Danny Holland and Clayton Donaldson up top.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some strike. So I'm coming back thinking, I'm not getting back in this team.
No.
Not a chance. And it was never proper had a conversation with that Aspin. He said to be hands off his. You know when you feel like you're not wanted? Because obviously he got his two.
Yeah.
So obviously I'm just coming back from injury and going through rehab and everything like that. And I'd gone to a game. This was a bank holiday Monday as well, and I've been out the Sunday knowing I wasn't going to play. Because I'd have been on bench. Anyway, somebody pulled up in warm up. Mate, I was like that. So I'm shouting to my dad, get me a Mars bar. Get me a Mars bar. Yeah, anyway, played me in 10. So the front three were Donaldson, Holland and me in that front three against Drosden. Anyway, I got man at match. So I can play alright when I'm,
It's just a Mars bar.
yeah, that's all it is. That's a difference, a Mars bar. But from that moment on, I knew I wasn't going to play for Harrogate again. Just had a feeling.
Yeah.
And then Drosden coming for me.
After that game, right?
So basically, end of that season,
Yeah.
Drosden come in for me. Their pace.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good club as well.
Yeah, very good. Very good. At that, probably at that time that you went there, very good.
Oh,
very
so
good.
we had.
They've had obviously the times out there recently.
Yes, where they dropped away
out,
again.
Yeah, but they were a brilliant side.
Yeah, we got Paul Phillips, you got Jody Bannon, you got also.
Well, Kieran Killeen up front.
Yes, he were there. We got Phil Robinson at centre half. Just proper good.
Jody Bannon.
Yeah. You know, Jody can make people look silly just by stud. Just real quality.
Nice set up and all, wasn't it?
Oh, unbelievable. And so I ended up going there, long story short, really good club. Ended up going into conference at the peak of him, really. Dave got him going so well. And then at the end of that season, Reedy come for me from Stalybridge.
Right.
So I ended up going back to Stalybridge under John Reid.
Okay.
And Mark Atkins again.
Yeah.
So we're flying, but I'm playing left hand side. 3 games into that season, my dad says to me, my dad again, just come and give us a knockout with this tub.
Thought I was going to say, Wolves rang.
With this tub. I'm like, what are you on about? So I'm with sliders on and things like that. So I goes out front of the house. He's like, I need to empty this because he left a gobbo tub full of gobbo.
Yeah.
And he needed a tub.
Right.
So I said, right, okay, so I'm pulling it. Well, that didn't take long as that slipped straight onto my foot.
Yeah.
Smashed every single metatarsal that you've got on your foot. And I'm just sat at end of drive, me with flip-flops, my foot crushed. So I'm like, what the fucking hell's going off here? What the fuck? I'm just, every time I get with John Reid out, something happens. Says to me, mate, we'll play left hand side. because we had Lee Ellington up top that were just scoring goals.
Yeah.
So I said, yeah, no problem, I'll play as long as I'm playing, and you know, I'm happy. So one night, I think I got a continuous run of games then, scoring for fun, and he gets us in on a Thursday, and he says, good session everybody, right, nobody drinking, and now after every session, or every, because we used to be in Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday religiously at that level, you are in. Yeah. Me and Pets used to go, because Pets were back at Stalybridge then as well.
They'll be Conference North.
Yes, yeah, they were Conference North as well. And the lads that were in there, Blackie, back. So basically the Harrogate lot had gone to Stalybridge.
Yeah,
so we always used to stop at one stop in Stalybridge and go and get 4 cans and drink them on the way back and things like that. So Akko had said this. Oh yeah, just a few drinks, you know what I mean? So gets in, I'm fucking dawdling about looking for some sweets, so I've got 4 cans, some sweets. So then what are in car waiting for me? I comes out of the shop with my 4 cans in hand.
I know it's coming.
Fucking Mark Atkins is straight past. I just got in car and went, well, that's me, you're on bench on Saturday, and everybody were fucking pissing themselves. They'd all got cans in thing.
Obviously
not seen, just me walking out. Saturday come, you're on bench. What did I tell you, Wiggies, me? I was like, yeah, no. That's my luck, that's my timing. Fuck you, honestly.
Did he wear it?
Just beat.
I mean, obviously you'll speak about, I know you'll speak about Mark and your time at Matlock in a bit, but you mentioned before we started the podcast that because he'd got such an aura and he'd won Premier League and he'd had such a good professional career, his standards.
Oh, unbelievable. From Harrogate, Stalybridge that were with him and at Matlock, his training sessions they were delivering. Unbelievable. His fitness levels. He used to take the fitness classes and he used to run and you had to keep up with him. So where did I go? Oh, so Stalybridge, obviously that had happened.
We did put you on bench then?
Yeah, put me on bench.
What beers?
Stella, I only ever half Stella.
I thought you were going to say something like Skull.
I know, it wouldn't have been worth putting on bench, would it? Like, at least it was Stella, something decent like.
Yeah, you know, but yeah, that taught me a lesson. But then, when I left there, I ended up going to back to Frickley. Might gone back to Frickley, and that's when I fell out with Billy and ended up back at Buxton. Yeah. And at
that time you said Buxton manager were
John Reid, because John Reid
had gone from So he had some great success at Buxton.
Unbelievable. So he went from Stalybridge to Buxton.
But Mark didn't go in this time.
No, Mark later on ended up going to Matlock. So that's
local rivals.
Oh yeah, it was. So I ended up going to Buxton, and at that time I was top of scoring charts.
Yeah.
My opening debut was Ashton at home. I think I got 2 penalties on my own debut. So you're buzzing. Yeah. You're there, aren't you? And like I say, under Reedy, he had some great spells there. Great spells.
So you're looking up front with his namesake there. Would you have Mark Reid? Would he have been playing?
Yes, he was playing. And to be fair to it, Reid, he scored some goals for Buxton. And his leap, never.
Unbelievable.
Oh, man.
What else were there then, Moss?
What, the first time round or the
Tommy
second?
Agis?
Yes, he was there. Greg Anderson.
Yeah.
He was there.
Tim Willis.
No, Tim Willis. I played with Tim at Allen. Yeah.
Michael Towie?
Yes, what a player. Tommy.
Yes. What a player.
What a player, mate. We had some really good players.
Where's brother Rotherham? No.
Grant Blackley had gone there as well.
He was there on my second spell to Buxton.
Yeah.
And I'll cut through that, but that second spell at Buxton under Martin McIntosh.
Yes.
What a team we had. And I mean, I class McIntosh as one of the best managers I worked under. Technically brilliant, my management brilliant. Yeah. But we should have done so much more than what we did.
Yeah.
I believe, looking back at it now, you know, we had Andy Warrington in there.
Yeah. Look at his old pal from Rotherham, wasn't it? Yeah.
Grant Black, right back, unbelievable right back. Well, going one way.
Not to bar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Fucking tightest man alive. We had Mark Roberts and Ash Palmer.
Wow. Robbo, yeah. Robbo be listening.
Scott Maxwell, left back.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking unbelievable. You had wide. You had a lad called Sam Duncan. Can you remember?
He used to be at Rotherham, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Kieran Lumsden have been there at the time or not? Did he?
The Lumsdens were there.
Yeah.
So the Lumsden, but
Kelvin and Kieran.
the only one of them, Kelvin, were there.
Right.
So how we used to play it? We used to play Stevie Eisted, some player.
Yeah.
Matty Thornhill.
Yeah.
Keezy just in front, myself up top, and Neil Stevens to the right side. Played like a 4-5-1 if you like.
Yeah.
And that team. I mean, we were always there. We were always there, and then we just fall apart.
Great side.
Yeah.
So where did you end up finishing then, that league?
We ended up finishing out playoffs.
Did you?
Yeah. And we were top for so long. I mean, I probably didn't help me getting suspended as much as I did. Because I played at Stafford away, choosing it. His ball's getting put in. And right back just starts swinging haymakers at me. And I was like, what the fucking hell's going on here? So, at that time, only yellow for him. I don't know. So, all game I'm gearing him then, because I'm thinking he's going to get sent off here.
Yeah.
So, they went 1-0 up, he's gearing at me. 10 minutes later, we were 2-1 up, I got both. So, I'm gearing at him. Anyway, this ball gets put in. And he's obviously marking me. So it comes in again, but on this time I've got him. So I've spun him and landed on top of him. And as I've landed on top of him to stand up, I just stabbed straight on his face. So ref's going, play on. And as he's going, play on, all you could hear was beep, 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 and linesman like that. I'm thinking, I'm fucking gone here. I'm gone. So anyway, I'm going, I don't, no idea what you're on about. No idea what you're on about. So, come straight, have a straight red. And at Stafford, there's that big stand.
Massive stand.
Oh,
and they're well followed. And they're well followed, that.
So I'm walking from this far corner, I've got to go walk all the way past.
You've got to walk all the way past.
All the way past.
Yeah,
and there was a few that had to go. Anyway, I lost my head. I'd done a Carl Colley. Do you know when he jumped in? Yeah, I'd gone. I jumped over advertising boards and I was halfway up thing and there were stewards grabbing me back. So they rushed me down into dressing room.
Which is just bang at
side. It is, yeah. Anyway, I got showered, got changed, went to go out. Them two stewards were still stood at the door and went, "You're not going back out there." So I'm like, what the fucking hell? So I had to sit in there for the remainder. So I got a 3-match ban. They did me 2 weeks' wages, Buxton. Come back. First game back, puts me straight back in. Ilkeston kids come straight through me at halfway line. I've only done exactly the same thing.
No.
Yeah. So I'm like, no, you can't. So yeah, straight off again. So I'm like, so as you know, yeah. Then I went Matlock under
Mark. Yeah. And another great side you had there.
Oh,
I think about some of the lads you had there. I would probably said centre half. Lukic would have been a bit centre half at the time. Yeah.
The thing
is, it would have been just coming through there, wouldn't it?
Yes, you were playing. This was the season.
This
this was the season at Halifax were in the league as well, when they had Hogan, Vardy, everybody. Danny Holland. So
lad who unfortunately passed away, big lad up front with skinny.
Yes,
James Dean.
Yeah.
Was it James Dean?
It sounds
about it. Anyway.
Rich Order for a while.
It were, that's right, yeah. And they're a great side, didn't
they? They come down to Matlock and Acco pulls me and Liam King. I want you to do a job today, because King is midfielder.
Look after.
I want you to look after Vardy. Me and King looks at each other because he's like a whippet.
Easier said than done, isn't it?
Yeah. Absolute like a whippet. So he played me right wing, played Kingy right back. Just solely focused on the work rate that I had to try and get up, because our strikers there were me, Ross Hanna, Nathan Joins and Coop Crops. Am I right with that?
Yeah.
He was just fading out at that time.
Joins a good lad.
Again, what a player, what a touch.
Thinking now, Mozzie, you've talked to us about your clubs. I know it hasn't finished it, but I want to have a quick chat about Chorley and Aquafers.
Yeah.
But Frickley, you can firmly say you've been there. Probably one of their prodigal sons, been there a long time.
Yeah.
3 separate spells, wasn't it?
Yes,
And
yeah,
3
three.
separate spells.
And the manager.
Stalybridge Celtic, another great club. Droylsden, Matlock and Buxton, so all at peaks. Of high peaks, your two at biggest clubs there in Matlock and Buxton who are obviously doing really well at the minute as well. Harrogate,
big club.
you know, you've been at some clubs, mate.
From the little old lad that dropped down to Towers, you know, when you think about it, it's been. I think when you look back, I've had a pretty decent career at it.
And do that. I mean, you'll probably do it like more with your old man.
Yeah,
have a beer together and say.
Yeah,
we did all right.
Do you know what? It's nice to have them conversations, especially, you know, it's when my granddad passing and him being there and him being proud and my granddad saying I was better than my father, which he is. So you know, I like that. But no, listen, and I say it all day long. We aren't my family. I wouldn't have been able to do anything. You know, the support network, like you just said, support network is frightening.
Just before we go on to your management stuff, so
Surely.
I want to talk about Shoreline because that was probably when you were coming towards
34.
the end of your playing career.
Yeah.
And you went to Shoreline.
How did it come about?
Yeah, because you went there at a time where, fuck me, they were easily the best side in Barcelona.
Yes.
And they came from nowhere.
Yes, they did.
Sunday League.
Yeah, so how did all this come about then?
So I got, obviously the season had ended, my contract had run out.
Well, this is straight after Matlock.
Yeah. And I gets a phone call. I got 2 phone calls, if you like. Because what I wanted, I'd done the travelling. I'd done it. I've been there, done it. 34-year-old, 34-year-old.
So that's it, aren't we?
I just wanted to be. I got 2 young kids at the time. I just wanted to be closer to home.
Yeah.
And I got an offer from Shoreline, and I got an offer from Answorth, and I thought both of them close to home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm dropping down because Shoreline were North East Counties 1, I believe, and I think Answorth were Prem. And the deal that they were offering was ridiculous. I was just, you know, it was something that made you go, I need to listen to this kind of thing.
That's like, a bit like a no-brainer
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Whereas, even if you take the travel out, even if you take the time out, you need to be having a look at this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Less travelling at league, less travelling to training.
And where, you know, when obviously I sat down with Answorth, I sat down with Shoreline, both clubs kept upping what they were on about. They were going thingy, and it just went down to what I believed that Shoreline could do. And obviously I went in there as player assistant manager as well, and I wanted to take that step.
Yeah.
So that's where that come from. And when I sat down with obviously Craig Elliott, who I think's had a fantastic career, he sold me the dream. Didn't know too much about what had obviously gone on previously.
No.
Just know that they were signing the lad Joe Thornton. That lad sticks in my head. And he wanted to fetch me in. He wanted to fetch me in because of the contacts I had as well. So, no brainer, the deal was what it was. And I took it on, and I loved every minute of it, apart from the injuries. But meeting the likes of Joe Thornton and Shane Kelsey. And
So talk to him. So you keep mentioning Joe then. What was it about Joe that?
What in the? Do you know what?
He's some boy.
I honestly, I've got, and he probably don't think so, but I've got so much time and respect for the lad. But he's one of the lads that's done something I've never ever seen in my career, and I've been in some dressing rooms. So we set off the season, and we're flying, we're beating everybody. We're scoring goals. What did this season? No, it wasn't. Well, when I come back, sorry. So, long story short, we played pre-season, and at this point I'd got us your Matty Thornhill, your Stevie Eyestead, your Martin Foster's, no, Anton Foster, sorry, Luke O'Brien, Deeks in there. We'd just gone through, I'd got everybody in it, what a great team. And obviously you got Shane Kelsey and Joe Thornton. So we plays away at Dronfield in a pre-season friendly. Starts, comes off, someone gets injured, you've got to go back on.
Yeah.
33, 34, I just thought, I'll just go back on, I can do what I want with my body.
Yeah.
Ball gets played over, I'm through on 1-on-1. And I goes down in box thinking somebody smashed me. And I'm going to keeper. That's got to be a penalty. He's like, mate, there's nobody anywhere near you. I'm like, what the fuck? I went to put my foot up and my Achilles had snapped.
Oh, dear.
Gone completely. And this, well, literally one day after my ex-missus had given birth to my child and she'd had a cesarean so she could walk. I now can't fucking walk. Like, gone. I had to fasten my sock around my knee to keep my foot.
So Mrs. had a bad she
Yeah.
had the section.
Yeah, so she was laid out. And I had to fasten the sock around my knee to keep it up while I drove home. I got my dad to follow me home. Get sting because I didn't tell her.
Automatic?
No mate, no. Gets back, I still didn't tell her. So gets walked in and I'm thinking, this is getting worse pain.
Yeah, it must have been
horrible. Anyway, it gets, I don't know if I got to some, but let's put through. It was 2 million metres away from coming completely off.
Jesus Christ.
You're going to be in a cast. You're going to have them like, fucking hell. You know, you just think of everything, don't you? How am I going to get the kids? How am I going to work? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? Bad time. And what am I going to say to Charlene? I've just signed a 2-year deal. And I'm out. I'm done, basically. Are you going to come back at 33, 34 from that? You know what I mean? And that in my head, that's what I've got. And I'm thinking, I'm not one of them players that can go, I'm going to sit here on a contract. I just can't. I didn't feel right. It didn't feel right in my head.
Just probably because it was so early as well.
Yes, probably. It literally 2 or 3 games into pre-season, and obviously they chucked the eggs into my basket and thought he's going to get us in promotion.
Yep.
So I sat down with the club. I said, listen, if you want to rip it up. I understand. They're like, no. You're still here as assistant manager. You can still do your job on sideline. You'll get back as quick as you can, and we'll keep paying you. And I thought, wow, that is some.
Craig Wood's not built for them.
No, yeah. No, Craig was unbelievable. Craig Elliott was unbelievable. And I worked my arse off, mate, to get back. And I mean, it was probably one of the hardest times and toughest times to get back. And I got back by November, and this was in July. We had snapped Achilles. Nice. And I tried it, and I was miles off. You know yourself when this was starting November.
Yeah, you don't need anybody to tell you, do you?
No.
When you're off it.
And I went to him, I said, listen, if you just want to cut it down to an assistant contract rather than a playing contract, because I've done, I can't. And to be fair to Craig, he just kept going, no, you'll get there, you'll get there, you'll get there.
So they still believe at that time you were going to get back.
And by May, I got 48 goals.
Fucking hell.
Finished leading goal scorer. Got 48 goals from just start of December to May.
Wow.
Yeah. That were...
Goal bonus.
Yeah.
So...
Good job you're that,
Clean sheet bonus.
Yeah, talking 10 a fucking month.
Oh, it was. I got 5 at Maltby.
I'm going to say, so you're talking 10 a month as an average, and you're probably then... There were probably a couple of midweekers cropping in.
Yeah, so like...
I got like 5 or 6
The thing about it is I think I scored 1 goal outside box. But while you got Joe Thornton and Shane Kelsey, all you had to do was get in that 6-yard box.
Yeah, just whipping it in.
Just putting them in areas.
And it suited you as obviously your age and also coming
that's
back
it.
Well.
And it went back to when I were at Buxton and things, and my legs had gone. And you've got to think, am I going to quit, or am I going to do something about it, become a target man and build yourself up and go back to that? And that's what I decided to do, because I still wanted to play as high as I can, still wanted to score goals. As daft as it is, still wanted headlines at 33, 34. I've always had that desire. And that's what I ended up doing. So I just stayed still, just hit me. Because centre halves aren't what you were, aren't what I used to play against. Stabs and Cerrone that used to, they all want to be ball players now. They don't want the physical side of it, which helped me in my later years and coming back from injury. And then obviously, we won that league. But that was with 15 games, we had to win all 15. And we won the all 15 and beating Tadcaster as well. So, like I said, what an achievement. My kids were there to watch it, and even especially for me, obviously, after what I've gone through with injury.
Fucking hell. It's a good job he didn't play a full season.
They'd
have avoided him some rain, wouldn't it?
Chelsea will be back up for
We built my extension.
Chelsea.
I was still hoping, mate, at 33, 34. That still hurts, that.
Will Grigg turned up for pre-season.
Yeah.
So got into obviously Premier League then.
Yeah.
So Thornton, you've obviously got an affection with Thornton then.
Yeah, I've keep in touch with him all the time.
I've played against him a few times. I've never played with him, but I've obviously heard stories about what I'll have and stuff like that. So
this story, we play as Handsworth, and Joe Thornton all season has taught every right back or left back in your ass. He'd gone past people, and I'm thinking, this fucking kid's. But I'm also thinking, he didn't come up against all wheelie. You know what I mean? Played Handsworth, and Scotty, Maxie had gone there.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, this will fucking see what he's all about against Maxie. It was fucking banging it down, it was freezing, it was -10. Joe never got a kick. Never got a kick in first half. So goes in at half time, and I'm sat there, and Joe sat where that camera is, and he's getting changed, getting stripped off. So I'm looking at him thinking, Elliot's talking, I'm thinking, what the fucking hell is he doing here? And then he's done, pads are off, boots are off, pants are off, he's just sat there, wallet naked. Elliot goes, Joe, what are you doing? He went, fuck that. I'm not going back on, I'm fucking freezing. I'm getting in the shower and I'm getting my fucking tracksuit back on. And he did. He got in the shower, Elliot went, I'd say 3 quarters of season.
Yeah.
And obviously we were top at league. And Goole come for me as manager. That's where...
Is this where your manager starts?
Yeah.
Just before we go on to your manager then, because obviously it's right around the corner. In terms of your playing days, best time you've tougher, innit?
Yeah.
Alright,
I think
let's go the way. Best time personally, in terms of where you felt most loved, your football where it is best. You've obviously had 2 or 3
I'd say
shit
Frickley.
injuries.
I'd say Frickley.
Frickley?
Yeah. I'd say them early years when I was there, how it was run, how everybody behind it, just how they treated my family.
And how you felt about that club.
And the dressing room that we had there, no big timers, nothing like that, just hard graft. And that was one of the best dressing rooms. Because I always say to our lads, it's dressing rooms wins your points.
Yeah.
And if you get a dressing room that's on point, and that, like I said, that stemmed from watching my dad at Sarah's at 7-year-old, that dressing room, and it stays with me now, and I won't have a bad dressing room.
No.
I won't sign knobheads that think there's something. But because it spreads like cancer.
You can tend to work about.
Of course you can.
Yeah.
It's for me, it's a dressing room that wins you.
So Frickley.
Yeah.
This will be a good question for you. This will be a really good question for you. Before we go on to your management, because obviously we want to talk about that a little bit, Ron's obviously still involved in that. Every team you've played for, best 11, who's finishing top of that mini league? So which side, and then non-league sides who we've mentioned, finished top in mini pre-season tournament or something like that?
Okay, no, that's hard. That's hard. And because I'd say...
best quality goals.
I'd say Harry got to be up there with the quality that we had.
Yeah.
But then you've got we've explained about Buxton's team and your Matlocks and your Droylsden and all there. It's like
Tough one to answer.
Yeah, I think.
Depends who gets drawn at home.
Honestly, I think them 4 stand out massively in quality.
I think from speaking to you, Mozza, about your playing career, you've struggled to pick the best 11, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You've been with some
Been so
good
many,
lads, some
so
good
many,
lads. And what you just said as well, just to end about Joe and Kelsey, probably too many to remember, underrated people as well.
Yeah, I think, like you say, I mean, the wingers I could sit here and say unbelievable. But I think at times you've got to look at what lads probably ain't had that chance or ain't gone higher, but they're still as good. And they probably ain't had that opportunity, but like I said, to play with at that stage in my career, them two, unbelievable.
Good.
So the call comes in about Frickley for managing.
Goole.
Sorry. Yeah.
Goole. Yeah.
So never played there. Was he?
No, never played there. So gets a call wondering if I'd be interested.
Word of mouth for some that people might just
So
put your name in,
the
or?
chairman at the time at Goole was one of the people from behind the scenes at Frickley when I used to play there.
Right.
So that was kind of the intellect,
Yeah.
or should I say, the link. Good lad, Steve as well.
Obviously knew you were assistant to...
Yeah, and we were top at league, and Goole were rock bottom.
Yeah.
And this was with probably 12, 14 games to go, and they were well bottom.
I can remember thinking at the time,
Why?
why is it not?
Is he feeling alright?
Yeah, there was.
To look back, do you think very similar? I'll just win at goal and I'll get that what we had at Frickley.
Yeah.
Change room, same.
Well, that's exactly what I
same
thought.
sort of
Because
stadium.
I thought,
Intimidating.
yeah, I honestly thought with the lads I can fetch in and the dressing room I can create, and like I've just hit on there, that'll get me points and enough points to. And don't get me wrong, they want a lot of games.
What remit? Saintly?
I think there was something like 12 points adrift, might have been 10 points adrift.
Did they say to you, we want you to keep us in this league? Was that your remit, or will I just do as well as you can?
No, just there was none of that conversation. Basically, they just went, we need you to keep us up.
Right.
So I went in there, we did really well. We stayed up.
First signings?
Reece Maynell. Yeah, Joe Thornton. Loads of lads, mate. We got. They had some good lads there. Terry Robson, things like that were all there.
Just about,
Danny Booth.
Obviously not with Denny, but I was thinking, is it South Yorkshire taking Goole over?
It was.
Is that what you had?
Yeah. And we had a lad called Sam Colbert that played at back.
Yeah,
really good player. So it was just a bit of grit and organisation that I thought that they needed. Anyway, like I said, we went away to Daventry, and Daventry were like second bottom and we were bottom. But if we'd have won, we'd have gone above them. And Sam Colbert whipped one in from about 30 yards into Stanch in 88th minute to win. As you can imagine, the journey back and yeah. So we'd gone above them. So basically, I think we've got 1 or 2 games left. So we'd gone out at relegation. On that Monday after, we got a call saying that one of the teams had gone bust. So there were only 1 relegation.
So you were two.
So we were 2. So we stayed up basically. From the rest, I think we drew 1, lost 1, but we stayed up. So job done.
Yeah.
Now you can rebuild in the summer and see where that takes us. We had to go to Shore Lane during that, by the way, and we went there. We were 3-1 up with 10 minutes to go, and we drew 3 apiece at Shore Lane. I think that stopped them winning league as well at that time. So that we had that.
Took a point
not many.
Are you playing as well?
Yeah.
Were you?
Yeah, I played as well. Yeah.
Oh, how did you find that?
Hard.
Yeah.
Hard. That very quickly stopped.
Yeah.
I might make the odd appearance if I need to, but I can't do that. You can't do it, mate.
It's difficult, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's tough to dig lads out, I suppose.
You can't. It's all right, a ball, and you don't hold it up. How can they bollock a gaffer? You know what I mean? It's a very
difficult one. Not for me either. I think it's right decision to pull away from that.
So I went there, pre-season started, did all right, went into the season. We didn't start as great as I want. I think we were second or third bottom after 10 games. I got a phone call, Frickley. Would you be? Am I? Is it that kind of? I looked at their league. They played 10, lost 10.
Would they have been in the same league as Goole, or were they still in Evo Stick South?
No, they were still in Northern Prem at this point.
Were they?
Yeah. They were still in the thing. So that was again one up from Goole. My own town club that I love. It's hard to say no, but again you had to weigh up. Fucking hell can you do here? You played 10 and lost 10. 15 points adrift from it, it's a lot.
And your decision was?
I took it.
If that call comes in, Moz, from anywhere else, is it different?
Possibly.
The connection with Frickley.
Yeah, like I said, I've always thought it was my
home,
my club, where I belonged, where X, Y, and Z, where I probably grew from a lad to a man, kind of thing.
Yeah. Isn't it weird how certain clubs get you like that?
Yeah, and I also think, as I've been thinking as we go along, at that stage, 18, 19, 20, enjoying life as well.
Yeah,
that thing, and I think if you're enjoying football and you're enjoying
and you're outside,
and you're doing, and it's all
you're probably right.
memories around that era.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so yeah, I ended up taking that. It was a thankful task, but again the remit was.
Do you take Band of Brothers weird again?
Yeah.
Few followed you.
Yeah.
But this time it were they've got to be good enough.
Yes, and it was very. When I sat down with Frickley, it was very. We just want to stay in this league because of the predicament we're in.
Yeah.
We just want to stay in this league. Yeah. We don't want out else, but to stay in the league.
Yeah.
So took it. Went to Ensford away first game. Colin Bramall played at left back, and wow, I've never seen one like it. We got beat 4-0, but we got beat, proper beat. And I'm thinking, I stood there, he played at Ensford. What a stadium!
That the boy who were at Rotherham?
Yeah, we went to Rotherham.
Just had him move.
He went to Arsenal.
He went to Arsenal from there.
Yeah.
Has he been back to Rotherham and then gone on again?
I think so.
I think he has, hasn't he?
Unbelievable. And obviously, Ensford's rocking.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And I'm
they were like 1,000 plus,
yeah.
Weren't they, normally for home games.
And you're thinking to yourself,
great ground, that.
yeah, I'm looking round and I'm thinking, this is going to take more than a couple of games to get right. Anyway, I can't remember who it was, top at league as they ain't lost. But coming down to Frickley on a Tuesday night, it's never easy wait on it early. They didn't fancy it, mate. And we ended up turning them over. But then
They'd even set Lee Morris' statue on fire.
So something like that. And something after that game changed. The fans were back on side. They were coming through the gates, the whole thing. And cut a long story short, we went to where the hell did we go down? Leicester. I can't remember what team it was.
Quad.
No, it was something that it'll come to me. But we were down. They'd not lost at home all season, and we went there with 12 players, and we beat them 2-1 with 2 under-18s playing for us from under-18s at Frickley. Wow.
Chesterfield or what?
No, I can't remember who it was. It'll come to me. And you think, just that pure grit that I've been on about. Yeah. Just think you can do this. And it was, it were coming. Anyway, with 7 games, with 7 games left, it was 7 points clear at relegation. So the feat have been, and we got the bottom 2 to play. So.
And they were 10 from 10 when you were in.
Yeah. So we just got beat at home by Corby, but we were still 7 points clear. Phone call rings Monday morning. Frickley chairman, we're sacking you. So I was like, what do you mean? We want to go in another direction. we believe that this guy is better. Yeah. So you can imagine where.
Who's chairman?
I can't remember his name. It's not the guy that's here now, anyway.
No disagreement?
No disagreement. No.
No conversation before that?
No, just a phone call on a Monday morning.
Strange one for me.
And it was hard to take, because I'll be honest, that war, and I said it from the day that happened, that was me done with football. Because what else can you possibly do than hit a target that you set?
Then who's got it after you?
I won't say that name. But it was the guy that lost the first 10 games. Came back and lost the last 7 and they went down. So people were like, I bet you're over at Moon and things like that. And I'm like, I'm not over at Moon. Because I've always said Frickley, right, the lads, what shifts they've put in and fought through and the battle that they've done to get into that place, it's not a bittersweet thing for me because they're done. For me, it was just a poor decision from the club.
How did lads react to it?
Horrendous.
Fucking hell. Which probably...
And do you know what? I put up a chart and it was something like, it might have been 10 wins. You get them wins and we're off, and every one, if you got man at match or scored, you come in and go boom and dressing room would be up. Next one, boom, you got 2 left and we're 7 points clear. And obviously what happened. So I said I'd done with football.
Is that how you definitely felt about it as well?
Yeah, I sat at home, done completely and utterly, until I took a phone call off of Mr. Booth, Worsbrough, and again.
Did it take some convincing?
Not once I spoke to him.
Yeah.
Not once I spoke to Mark, because the chairman at the time was Pete Schofield or something like that, but Boothie was the one that basically convinced on what the club were doing or what they wanted to do with it. But again, they were rock bottom. Yeah. And I'm thinking to myself at this stage, is this all I'm ever going to get?
Well, that's straight after Wilts then, that? Or?
No. There was Josh Wright.
Oh, yeah.
Josh Wright,
yeah.
A thing. So I went in there, took the job, stayed up. Again, it was the season that Retford United went down. The massive teams now, big club that got relegated. We managed to stay up again, but stayed there. Following season, we've
took Maynard here as well.
Yeah, Maynard were there. Joe Thornton come back. They all were. They're back again. You know, the nucleus. But I got a young Jamie Austin that Macintosh had passed on to me. You know, and different lads that have run through walls for you. And we ended up the following season. I think we finished 7th. Yeah. And you think, fucking hell, that's not bad for Worsbrough. No. And I wanted to push on. And the following season, personal stuff come into it, so I had to step down. Okay. And again, then I thought, do you know what? It's probably time I took that bet that I wanted after Frickley.
How quick was it coming round the Worsbrough one after Frickley? Following season, or?
Yes.
So it's quite a quick turnaround from you thinking I've fucking done that.
Yeah.
Not digested it properly.
No. So I thought I'll take my time, spend some time with my girls and whatever else, and just watch a bit of Gillette Soccer Saturday. Have a few beers on a Saturday.
Go watch West Ham.
Hey, West Ham for that.
Go and follow them idiots all over the place. Yeah. So that's what I did until the Armthorpe job come up.
Yeah, this is a weird one for me, Mo. This is a very weird one because obviously we'll go into this now, but first team manager stroke chairman were at points.
At one bit.
So what interested you in that then?
I didn't. It wasn't interesting at all. So basically, obviously, I went in there.
This is no disrespect to Armthorpe, it didn't interest you at the time.
No,
that weren't going to bring you back from fucking retirement.
No, it was when I got the Armthorpe job. To be fair, the chairman that was there originally had took the 2 years before, and he'd won them both, which lifted them to, I think, 2nd to bottom or something like that. Again, going in at bottom. So it was just a case of, I tell you what, let's build on this. So we stayed up that season. Then going into the follow on, the chairman left. And nobody would do it. Nobody would think, and they needed one in place. So it will kind of just put my name down. But I'm not doing meetings. I'm not doing any of that. I'm not the thing. What I will do is...
Weren't rock, paper, scissors when you were made on
No, it may have been, mate. But what I did say is, I'll fetch some money into the club. Whether it's sponsorship, whether it's this, that, other.
You'll do what you can.
And obviously I did that through the Doncaster City link, which them are now playing there. So that season that the chairman went, obviously we set off well, COVID hit. And then the following season COVID hit again, didn't it, halfway through. So you're there 3 years, but you haven't really had a smash at it, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then when we finally got going, again, I've got some great players. You've got your Jamie Austins and the like Freddie Russell were there with me. A lot of lads. What a player that I got out at Central Midlands that nobody had ever seen or heard of, and now look where he is.
Yeah.
So many of them, and you just think that's the frustrating bit. That everybody sees the players but don't see what happened before.
Yeah, of course.
But that season, we went and we missed out on playoffs by a point, which were gutted. And I just needed that little bit to go and get somebody to give that push, or just give that little bit of a lively. But we couldn't do it if your club can't do it. The club needs to stay longer than a manager or whatever.
Another thing that a lot of people outside of football don't realise. That unfortunately, just to get you over that next hurdle, you just need a little bit sometimes, and you do just need that, because it is sometimes
the minute thing just to
get you over it.
Yeah, it is, and like I said, the club's got to stay longer than me or any player that thinks so. Yeah. That was understandable. And then going into the following season, we recruited really well and kept everybody, even though there'd been a lot sniffing and offering the big bucks. So I expected having a real go at the title and pushing for playoffs again. And then the club, for whatever reason, wanted to go in a different direction. They decided to cut the budget, which obviously, after I've spoken to my lads and promised what you get, you can't then turn around in my eyes and go, well, you're not getting that. I'm a man of my word, so if I say you're getting whatever, that's what you should be getting. The club didn't want to do that, so I stepped away from the football club. Stepped down and said, that's not the way that I want to work. Wish you all the best. And I'm on holiday at this point, by the way. So I had to do a Zoom. I am still on towel. I'm on Zoom. I said to the lads, listen, meeting at 8 o'clock. Everybody get on Zoom. So I said to lads, I'm missus and kids are down in things, and I'm talking to the lads. I said, listen lads, this is the script. This is what they've said. I'm not prepared for that to happen. But whatever you do, go and give it your best shot. And I hope that you go on and do everything that you want to do. They decided that they didn't want to, because they'd shit on me basically. They'd walk with me, and I'm like, no, I'm not. That's not me. If you want to do that, that's you. That's not me telling you. Yeah. So that's what happened. They made a decision. The grown men, they've walked. And I heard a lot of negative things saying that, Moz had done it, Moz done this, Moz sunk. I thought, I didn't do any of that. I just were there for a job that got told that that's not my job anymore. The players decided to do what they wanted to do, and fair play, they got handpicked everywhere, and they've all, there's a lot of Unwell, Louise Platter's going on to do what he does. There's a couple with us that, whatever reason they wanted to do that is a different thing, and then ended up back at the Worsbrough.
Yeah, back at Worsbrough.
Yeah.
Different chairman, but familiar face.
Yes, Mr. Boo, yeah.
And we're deep into the season now.
Yes.
And 15 game unbeaten run. We're at 15.
Yeah.
We talked earlier, one loss in pretty much half a season. touch wood,
Yeah.
for Saturday, because that'll
Yeah.
make that. Phenomenal job. Lot of young lads as well, so people will probably look at your starting 11 and look and go, we're experiencing that. There's not an awful lot, is there?
There's
You've
no.
got Connor.
You've got Connor.
Will probably drag troops through, knowing his
I
personality and stuff.
I can't speak any highly of Conor Glennon, and I've said it to him. Me and Reece, when we first took the club, we went to watch a game, obviously that you do, and he looked miles off it, absolutely miles off it. And I said it to him that I thought he'd be first out the door. And the lad, what he's done, is knuckled down. And everybody that we thought that we're fetching to replace him, he's just gone, fuck off, you're not having my shirt, I'm skipper at this fucking club, and I'm going to show people how to behave and work and thing, and my God, has he done that this year?
Got to have faith, got to stick to you every day.
That is what I call a proper leader.
Yeah.
Leading from. We're back to Mark Atkins.
Yeah.
Got your buzz back then?
Yeah. And the moment I stepped back to Worsbrough, this time I got my buzz back.
Yeah.
Back at home, back in Barnsley, back with a chairman that I trust, which is a big
Massively
thing.
important.
Which is a big thing. People said pick the chairman, not the club.
Surrounded yourself with staff and players that
Yeah.
you trust as well.
Completely, I fetched a few with me that were Armthorpe. We've obviously got Smudging. Reece has been with me a while now, which gives us a steady platform off the pitch.
Yeah.
We all know his jobs, don't we?
Yeah.
And it's just a focus on.
It?
Yeah, it's we try to simplify the game for the lads. I think too many people try to overcomplicate it.
So we played Malby
Yeah.
Saturday in the car park before I talked to the Malby manager, and we had Kempy off then. What have you done with Kempy? We didn't see that. And as you just said, simplified it. This is your job. Do this.
That's it.
Simple.
You know yourself if you're centre half, head and kick it.
Yeah.
You know, don't overcomplicate. You don't need to run out.
Yeah.
You can't. The thing that you can't do on Worsbrough's pitch, on pitches between November and February anyway, is play. Don't get me wrong, if you've got a surface like Penistons, or you're playing on a 3G,
It's percentage stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah. Especially this last 2 or 3 months of the season.
Correct, and this is when.
You've got to grind that, haven't you? Really.
This is when your titles or your things are won and lost in this period, and
Even other end of it.
yes, well, relegations and things.
We're talking off camera, working back now. Louth have
Yeah.
realised that they're in the dogfight at the bottom, so they've gone. Let's get a lot of all Grimsby Brewer lads in. Let's try and win that way.
I mean, obviously for Barnsley region and being at a football club again in Barnsley, it's class. 12 yourselves up there, Woolwell up there. Ideally, if you could both go up, it'd make Premier League, whatever league next year, wouldn't it?
It's good for the local, isn't it? Because you've got yourselves that are in Premier League. Aubrey aren't far away from us. You've got Durham District one well, yourselves.
Hathersley's had a better
Hathersley's
season.
had, I think, take away from, what they're doing now. They had a great start, Hathersley. And Clarkie's done a good job there.
Yeah.
So the local football side of the NCL is definitely flourishing.
Yeah.
And I think long may it continue, because I think more fans are now getting disillusioned with VAR and Premier League stuff and how local teams are doing. I don't mean to slight the Barnsley and the Rodhams that aren't performing great. It's all manifesting into, we'll go and watch them today, or we'll go and watch them today. Or,
The crowds are up as well.
Yeah,
Obviously.
massively up again.
Community coming and backing you. And
Yes,
getting down
And to be fair, they were up. The crowds were up before the run.
Yeah.
The crowds were already there.
Solid
And it's
as
just
well.
gone.
Yeah.
So chairman shitting his Senate minute there.
Yeah. No, I don't think he was 20 odd games ago. When at our time at Nostell, I thought
That were it again.
Yeah. We just couldn't get him to sing a tune, could we? Even when we were playing well, it was just them fine margins and we were getting beat.
Is that what makes it great though? Is that what we are on talking about now? Is that what non-league's all about? That actually flip, bloody watch back. What we're talking 3 months, 4 months, and you're at your lowest. We can't buy a win, and now you're sitting in 5th.
Yeah.
and you've gone on this unbelievable run, and this unbelievable run in teams in and around relegation zone you've played, this is going to bring and beating teams in the patch, and this is beating Golker in League Cups that nobody else could beat in League above. Unfortunately, obviously we've been caught out ourselves with that before, but nobody can take the result away from you.
No, that's what we were saying.
It was still 16 versus 16, weren't it? Like, you know,
let me tell you, that day against Maltby, I mean, the kids have been in the world. Dad, can I go and ride my bike on the street? Yeah, of course you can. I sat in back at garage so I could see him. He had a bottle of red wine in a glass, and I was just downing. That was the lower that it got. I'm just sat there, just getting as pissed as I could.
Yeah, so before the run starts, Maltby West got run 6-2.
6-2.
Yeah, you were talking about this, weren't you?
And
You
we could have been 4-0 up before they even got a shot.
4-0, missed a pen.
Missed pen.
Briggs gets sent off, and then
It all changed.
And again, a lot of people who have just been a player, and we're never going to sit here and not play people for just being a footballer and a player and not wanting to go into coaching and managing side of it, but they don't see that.
No.
They don't see that going home after. There's only a couple of people see that, and it's the people you surround yourself with at football, and it's your partners at home and your kids who have to bear brunt to that, because you're one angry bear when you've had a stick.
Right, they're coming in and they're going, "You alright, Dad?"
Yeah. And you're not.
But you've got to go, "I'll be alright, love," and you're pouring another glass. Mrs. State coming to talk to me because thing, and I'm just, and honestly, I was just, it is just, it gets you.
Credit to you then, mate, for sticking it out, because
it'd have been easier to go at that point.
If you hadn't done,
well, look where. That's the
we
thing.
could have got someone else and different. But would have been massive.
What I said, and I said it to the lads at the day in the dressing room, if you are going to go down the route that we've gone down into management, coaching, get people in that dressing room that you'll know that will run through walls for you. Yeah. Surround yourself in that. Yeah. Which I believe that we've got now. Yeah. And you're onto a winning.
Absolutely, mate.
So, you know, it's a bit of advice that I gave to the lads before one of the games, that surround yourself in this. Yeah. Surround yourselves in what people are and what they'll do for you, because it only takes a couple to pull it all the way, and it all comes tumbling down.
It's a massive thing.
And if it starts being about 10s and 15 quid, then they're not right.
I won't entertain it. If people can't come to us before money. That's the right. You know, it's
get lads who are going to run through brick walls for you, and the keeper who's slightly off scale. Yeah, always helps.
We're lucky that we've got lads that are all mates. Yeah. You know, your Harleys, your Lloyds, your Dempsey's, and Ocean. But people don't realise, like I say, you've got Alex Hutchinson, Harry Hall, Lewis O'Connor, you've got John, all out. Ross Pritchard broke his leg at the start. See, you know, we've had so many broke his leg, didn't he? Harley's been out for
that first 9 games. We had 5 reds.
5 reds, 3 broken legs.
Yeah.
It's been tough.
So everything's
yeah, and you just think, when's it going to turn? But it did.
It's a class place to end.
Yeah.
On a positive, riding high. Fingers crossed. Good luck for the rest of the season, mate. Hope you can get Worsbrough in them playoffs, and then it really is a lottery who's best up there, as we've experienced probably all of us throughout his career. Yes. But good luck, mate. Thanks for coming on tonight. It's been
great. Thank you both of you. Top man.
Thank you.
Cheers. My question's going to go fucking mad.